You want to see my? You want to check under my nuts too?
No, not really.
Go ahead.
Really
I feel like you might be.
No, not
I
really.
feel like you might be.
Why is that?
I don't know the way you search it.
Well, we gotta search everybody's name.
Nah, you can check under there. It's just a big dick and some big balls, bro. Yeah, receipts I paid for in the city.
On cocaine.
That's right. You really gotta ask what happened when it's coke involved. It was coke.
He was
Okay.
probably wilding.
Right. Whatever the coke, the root, or whatever he was getting into.
It seems that Michael Jordan has officially decided to cut his son off after his latest stunt, which resulted in his arrest for possession of a white substance. If you recall, Marcus was spotted a few months ago appearing to sniff what looked like that white powder. Turns out Marcus has a serious addiction issue, and he nearly ended his life with the reckless way he was driving on the day he was arrested. As if that wasn't enough, Marcus got into a full-blown argument with the cops, swearing at them and acting arrogantly, like they were supposed to treat him differently because he's a celebrity. It was honestly embarrassing. So it's no surprise that Michael has had enough of Marcus's antics. If the rumors are true, this was the breaking point for Michael, and he has officially cut ties with Marcus for bringing shame to the family. So, what exactly happened here? How did Michael, Jordan's son, end up in this mess? And what role did Michael play in it all? Let's dive into it.
I'm Marcus Jordan. I'm Michael Jordan's son. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to get home.
Police found 34-year-old Marcus Jordan and his blue Lamborghini stuck on railroad tracks near Orlando, Florida. According to the arrest report, officers learned the vehicle had just fled a traffic stop. They claimed Jordan had slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and smelled of alcohol.
Marcus Jordan has been a fixture in the news for all the wrong reasons, but it seems he has finally outdone himself. Allegedly, he was driving under the influence and swerved onto train tracks, where he could have been killed if the police hadn't intervened in time. This incident led to major backlash against Marcus, as people were shocked that a grown man, still bringing shame to the Jordan name, would make such reckless decisions like driving under the influence, actions more associated with a reckless teenager than a responsible adult. However, amid all this drama, some blame Michael Jordan for his children's failures, believing he wasn't the best father during their upbringing. The most common narrative circulating is that Michael was too caught up in his stardom, too consumed by being Michael Jordan, to invest time in helping his children develop their basketball talents. MJ has 5 children from 2 marriages. His first marriage to Juanita Vinoy produced 2 sons, Jeffrey and Marcus, and a daughter named Jasmine. After their divorce in 2013, Michael married Cuban-American model Yvette Prieto. A year later, the couple welcomed twin daughters, Victoria and Isabel. Growing up, Michael's kids faced immense pressure to succeed, particularly the boys, as the sons of the world's greatest basketball player. There were high expectations for them to follow in his footsteps. But while Michael's relentless drive pushed him to extraordinary achievements, his sons simply lacked the same fire. It was understandable. After all, no one could ever truly replicate Michael Jordan. However, with all the resources available to them and a legendary father, many believed his kids should have at least performed decently. Moreover, Michael had always made it clear that he wouldn't coddle his children. They would have to forge their own way in life. Both Jeffrey and Marcus played basketball in high school, but the pinnacle of their careers came during one particular game when future #1 draft pick Eric Gordon scored an impressive 43 points against their school, Whitney Young. Meanwhile, Michael sat in the crowd, watching in silence as his sons combined for just 8 points.
About 2 seconds away from throwing on a jersey, lacing up, and subbing into the game himself.
Stop it. Get some help.
Marcus Jordan has had his fair share of controversies, but it seems he's really outdone himself this time. Allegedly, Marcus was driving under the influence and swerved onto train tracks, where he could have been seriously injured or even killed had the police not intervened. This led to major backlash, as Marcus, now a grown man, was still engaging in reckless behavior that tarnished the Jordan name. While many are criticizing Marcus for his actions, some are also blaming Michael Jordan for his children's failures. People argue that Michael wasn't the best father during their upbringing, and that he was too consumed with being a global superstar to help his kids develop their talents. Michael Jordan has 5 children from 2 marriages. His first marriage to Juanita Vinoy produced 2 sons, Jeffrey and Marcus, and a daughter named Jasmine. After the couple divorced in 2013, Michael remarried Cuban-American model Yvette Prieto, and they welcomed twin daughters, Victoria and Isabel. Growing up, Michael's children were under immense pressure to succeed. The boys, especially, had big shoes to fill being the sons of one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But while Michael's drive was relentless, his sons didn't seem to share that same spark. It was understandable. No one could ever truly replicate Michael's achievements. But with so many resources at their disposal, people expected his kids to at least make a decent attempt at following in his footsteps. Michael made it clear that he wouldn't coddle his sons. They would have to carve their own paths with no handouts. Jeffrey and Marcus both played basketball in high school, but the highlight of their careers came during a game when future NBA star Eric Gordon dropped 43 points on their school, Whitney Young. Meanwhile, Michael watched in silence as his sons combined for just 8 points. Despite this, they went on to college, with Marcus performing decently while Jeffrey struggled. Jeffrey, who received offers from smaller universities, chose the University of Illinois, where he was a preferred walk-on, meaning he had to prove himself and earn a spot on the team. Unfortunately, his performance was lackluster. In his freshman year, he averaged only 1 point per game, which stayed the same during his sophomore year. He improved slightly as a junior, but only managed 1.6 points per game. Despite his athleticism and obvious advantages, it was clear that Jeffrey wasn't cut out for basketball at the highest level. In contrast, Marcus had more success. As a senior at Whitney Young, he led his team to a state championship victory, scoring 19 points in the championship game and earning MVP honors. He then accepted a scholarship to the University of Central Florida, UCF. Marcus quickly became the team's star, but his breakthrough came during his sophomore year when he averaged 15.2 points per game. He led UCF to 21 wins and 12 losses, and in key national games, he impressed by scoring 18 points in a win over Florida and 23 points against Miami. At that point, it seemed Marcus was on track to follow in his father's footsteps, or at least secure an NBA spot. But unfortunately, Marcus's career began to decline due to his off-court behavior. His first major controversy came in college when he refused to wear the team's Adidas shoes, opting to support his father instead. Things only got worse from there. In 2010, just before his sophomore season, Marcus and his brother reportedly lost between $50,000 and $80,000 during a gambling and partying spree in Las Vegas. The Jordan brothers spent at least $35,000 at a Phenom nightclub and pool lounge, with Marcus later admitting in tweets that he spent over $50,000 in one night. The incident drew attention because Marcus was only 19, below the legal age for gambling in Nevada, and the Nevada Gaming Control Board investigated the matter. The negative press intensified when people started comparing Marcus's gambling habits to his father's, who had also been notorious for his love of gambling. Michael's gambling problems even led to a money laundering trial involving a check he wrote for $57,000 to a known gambler. So when Marcus followed suit, no one was particularly shocked. Marcus's troubles didn't end there. In 2012, he was arrested following a drunken argument with two women outside a hotel. He was charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstructing a police officer. He later took a plea deal, and the obstruction charge was dropped. This only fueled the perception that Marcus was a liability, not a future NBA star. As a result, he was never drafted in 2011, and his basketball career continued to decline. By 2012, after UCF was deemed ineligible for the NCAA tournament, Marcus quit the team, officially ending his basketball career. After that, he seemed to be involved in one controversy after another. In 2022, he started dating reality TV star Larsa Pippen, which raised eyebrows due to the 17-year age gap and the fact that Larsa was the ex-wife of Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan's longtime rival. The relationship eventually ended, and Marcus publicly expressed his feelings on social media, while Larsa mentioned that the time apart gave her clarity that Marcus wasn't the right person for her. When paparazzi asked Michael about the relationship, he made it clear that he was not in favor of it, replying firmly, "No." This just added to the ongoing drama surrounding Marcus and his troubled relationship with his father.